Hello and welcome to Back to School Night 2020. I am your child's teacher, Mrs. Phillips. So let's start with a little bit about me. So I have been teaching for 6 years. This is my seventh year teaching. I did the first six in kindergarten, and this is my first year in fourth grade. I live at home with my wonderful husband and my 18-month-old daughter, Anna, and our dog, Callie. We live right here in Royersford, so I'm sure we'll see you out and about. And if you ever see us, you won't have to worry about it because my daughter will be waving hello. That is her favorite thing to do right now. So she'll definitely be the one saying hi to everyone. This year, we have some goals in our classroom. We want your child to enjoy school. As an educator, it's really important to me that your child is enjoying what they're doing, that they like learning. And although that isn't necessarily a natural thing, it's my job to make it so that it can be enjoyable. So that is one of our big goals this year. We also want them to feel safe and well cared for. That means that when they're in the classroom or even at home, we want them to feel like they're in an environment in which they can learn and grow and take risks. So we'll be going over some different things as a class on really how to create that environment together and how to keep our space safe both online and in the classroom. We want them to feel respected by both adults and their peers. And we really want to have an effective learning environment, which just means that there has to be rules. So these are the rules that we'll be using this year in fourth grade. Make smart choices, follow directions quickly, respect others and yourself, I apologize, take pride in your work, and treat others the way you would like to be treated. If we all follow those rules, I know that we'll have a great year. And we'll be talking about that frequently with your children, but I wanted you to know what the rules were so that when we talk about it, you are aware of what we're talking about. So what can we expect in math this year? We are still doing the Everyday Math series. So with that, every day there will be a lesson. We'll be learning about multiplication, division, fractions, decimals, percent, rounding, and word problems. The really big thing in fourth grade this year, besides all the new information they'll be learning, is that in math, we're going to be asking them how they got their answer, which means that they're going to be doing a lot of writing in math this year. We're going to be writing out the steps on how they thought about getting to that problem or the things that they completed to get to their answer instead of just having an answer. So I know that can be a frustration for some students, especially those that don't love to write, but we will do our best to make it fun. And hopefully, when they come up with those answers, they'll all have different answers and they'll really want to share it with their friends. So another big thing we do in math is we work on group learning in math or group work. Usually when you think of group work, you think of reading or social studies or science or something not as concrete as math, but we really do a lot of group work in math this year to try and help them learn to cooperate and work together. And really, what does it look like to work with others to get answers in math instead of just waiting for someone else to get the answer in copy or to just sit and write along, to really be a part of that group. Before any tests for any units, we'll always send home a review sheet, so they'll have time to go over the exact concepts and things that will be on that test. We would never give a quiz or test to somebody that we didn't feel had been taught the material or that they had been exposed to everything they needed to know. So although testing and the word test can bring some anxiety to anyone's life, reassuring your student that the test is just a way to show what you know and it's the stuff that you've already learned. So it shouldn't be too big of a stress. We still run on the same grading system as we have the last 4 years. We grade on a four-point scale. So a 4 meaning they go amazing, they did above and beyond everything that they needed to do, and they really knew it all right away. A 3 would be that they know exactly what they need to know, they're working well at the subject, and that they've got what they need. A 2 would mean that they are still working on something, or they might be missing a piece of something, and a 1 would just mean that they're struggling significantly with that topic. So what to expect in language arts? We're still running the Journeys curriculum as well, which means that it's the same thing they've been looking at and reading with for the last 4 years, which is great. There are 6 units we'll complete throughout the school year, and each unit has short stories as well as skill lessons involved. We will be doing a lot of writing this year. We will write in all 3 forms, informative, narrative, and persuasive. We'll actually start with the narrative form this fall first. Recognizing that the writing process is a process. So it's not going to be something that they are comfortable necessarily doing on their own right now, and that's okay. That's what I'm here for. By the end of the year, we will be able to write 1 to 2 paragraphs cohesively together with topic sentences and conclusions and all sorts of fun things. So we will get there. We also will be doing some novels this year. We won't be starting novels until later this fall or early winter, so we're hoping that we'll be in school at that point. But if not, I will figure out how to get those novels to you and we will start class novels. The last thing we do in ELA is book reports. We do them quarterly. So the first quarter, they'll obviously be at home to do that book report, but they can do it on a book where they have laying around, or if you want to get a new book with them and explore something new, that's fine too. I will obviously get you more details about what the book reports should look like and how they should complete them once we get closer to that start. So, what can you do to help at home and when they return back to school? The most important thing you can do is just help them to be prepared for each day, giving them the support to be successful. So, when you are at home, making sure that they have an area that they're keeping their things so they're not getting lost or broken. And when we return to the building, making sure that in their bag each day they have what they need and sending them on their way. Then it's on them to make sure that they know where their things are. Having set high expectations for them. That is a super important thing by fourth grade. We really want to make sure that they are comfortable being independent. It's an important skill that they need to learn. So they'll be doing a lot of things in this classroom that we ask them to do that you might think are hard or things that they're not ready for. But what we've learned over the years is the more expectation we put on them, they always rise to the occasion. So I'm really looking forward to that growth and seeing them really challenge themselves this year. And with that, it's just putting more responsibility on them. So having them take care of their materials, making sure that they're keeping track of their assignments, making sure that they're doing their homework on their own and that they're, taking the initiative to sit down and do it during a time in the evening. And also making sure that, they take responsibility if they lost something or they're not sure and they can ask for help. Important skills to have. But also at home, you can, however you want to implement that is fine with more chores or asking them to do more things on their own or try more things before they ask you for help. Really, responsibility is a big deal. So pile it on. This is our current daily schedule for the virtual setting. So we will be going through this every single day. Wednesdays are 100% on Canvas, so that will be a little bit different. You won't have as many live settings with us, but Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, this is what we'll be looking at. So at 9 o'clock each day, we'll have our morning meeting. That will be whole group. We will be all together for that, and that's really a big part of our attendance piece. So hopefully everyone can get on and get a part of that every single day. At 9:30, they will head to their specials. Our specials for the virtual setting are in a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday setting instead of a 1 through 6. So I will be sending home that schedule. So every Monday they will have the same special. Every Tuesday they will have the same special. And that will continue as long as we are in this red phase of education. From 10 to 11:30, we'll be doing ELA. Now, although that is an hour and a half block, that does not mean that they're going to be with me on a computer for that hour and a half. What that means is we'll always start together at 10 o'clock all together. We'll do a lesson together. Then maybe we'll start a writing lesson and they'll go off and work on that on their own and they won't necessarily be on with me for that period of time. Or maybe they'll be in a breakout group with a couple other students to do some work. Or maybe they'll be working on a work page and then we'll come back together as a group. So although there will be time that they'll be completing ELA work, it is not necessarily an hour and a half on a computer talking to Mrs. Phillips. So I hope that that clears some of that up. The independent work that you see listed is just a time for them to complete the work that I'll be giving them either verbally through a lesson or on Canvas. So I'll always instruct them on what they should be working on during that time. Then we have lunch, and then math will be similar to ELA in the fact that I will be starting whole group with them. We'll be on a Zoom meeting together. We'll be doing our lesson, and then after the lesson, they'll either be working on an activity or we'll be doing groups or something like that. So even if they're not 100% on the computer with me that whole time, it is our math time, so they should be doing math work. Then again, you see independent work. Again, I will give that to them. I'll make sure they have something for that time. And then our afternoon check-in is kind of like our morning meeting, we'll be checking in with them again, talking about our day's activities, maybe sharing some work we've done that day, and then talking about what to expect for the next day. So that might not always go 30 full minutes, but it will certainly start every day on time, and we will get them the information that they need. So that is all of the information I have for you right now. I hope that you got some useful information out of this and that it wasn't too overwhelming. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to email me. I am fairly quick with email. I try and respond as fast as I can. Having an 18-month-old home does kind of give it a more difficult period of time before bedtime, but I will do my best to get back to you within 12 hours. If you need something more urgent, you can always call the office and I can try and have a phone conversation with you when I have time for it. I can promise you that this year will not be perfect, but it will be great. We will do it together. I'm here for you. I know we've got this. So, welcome to fourth grade. Email me with questions, and I cannot wait to get to know